Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. What you aim at determines what you see. You cannot be protected from the things that frighten you and hurt you, but if you identify with the part of your being that is responsible for transformation, then you are always the equal, or more than the equal, of the things that frighten you. The purpose of life is finding the largest burden that you can bear and bearing it. The successful among us delay gratification. The successful among us bargain with the future. You don't get to choose not to pay a price. You only get to choose which price you pay. To be a successful warrior, you have to learn to detach from the chaos of battle. We're far more influenced by the people we surround ourselves with than we realize. Responsibility is the antidote to boredom. Boredom is a sign that we're not taking responsibility for our lives. The way that you make people resilient is by voluntarily exposing them to things that they are afraid of and that makes them uncomfortable. The best way to find meaning in your life is to take on responsibility. The person who has a plan and knows why they are doing something will always be more powerful than the person who is just doing something because they were told to. Treat yourself as if you are someone you are responsible for helping. The purpose of life is not happiness, but to find something more important than happiness to live for. Life is suffering. It's not optional. It's the default state of being human. You have to be willing to be a fool in order to be a master. You can't just be talented. You have to be relentless. You're going to pay a price for every bloody thing you do and everything you don't do. You don't get to choose to not pay a price. You get to choose which poison you're going to take. That's it. You must determine where you are going in your life, because you cannot get there unless you move in that direction. It's better to do something badly than to not do it at all. When you have something to say, silence is a lie. If you don't say what you think, then you kill your unborn self. You're not everything you could be, and you know it. You're not putting the effort in. You're not living up to your potential. The purpose of life is not to avoid pain, but to build a worthy soul out of that pain. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. Don't allow yourself to become arrogant or resentful. Arrogance is the mask of insecurity with which you disguise yourself. You have a moral obligation to take care of yourself. You should treat yourself as if you are someone you are responsible for helping. People who have a sense of purpose, a sense of destiny, a sense of meaning, are the ones who can withstand the suffering of life. The person who has nothing to die for has nothing to live for. To be well educated is to be armed against the inadvertent evils that flow from a lack of understanding. Don't underestimate the power of vision and direction. These are irresistible forces, able to transform what might appear to be unconquerable obstacles into traversable pathways and expanding opportunities. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Happiness is a pointless goal. You need to have something more than happiness in your life. You cannot change the world, but you can present the world with one improved person, yourself. The worst thing a man can do is not to try, to be aware of what he could do, and not to attempt it. The fact of the matter is that each of us is far more powerful than we think we are.